Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about For Your Consideration. And this movie came out in 2006, and it was directed by Christopher Guest, the same director as Best in Show. And this movie has a lot of the same cast, like Catherine O'Hara, Eugene Levy, if I pronounce that correctly, Parker Posey, who I find to be a really fun. And this movie was alright. It was kind of a parody of Hollywood and poking fun at the idea that, yes, just let's do all this, put in all this hard work in hopes to get nominated for an Oscar, because that's what we really want. That's the high point. That's what we all want to get to, and just kind of making fun of all that. And I did find that to be kind of funny, and it opened up pretty well and was entertaining for me. I enjoyed what the movie was trying to do, and I liked seeing how some of these characters are very detached from reality, and just the types of questions and or answers that they give, or how they interact with other characters in this world is very ridiculous, and just almost, who even are you? Are you doing this? This doesn't make any sense, and that's kind of fun to think about. And the movie goes in directions that you would expect. It's not a film that particularly overstays its welcome. And the scenes of making the movie were kind of fun for me, and I enjoyed those. And this is a film that I more or less kind of respect and appreciate that it exists, that I enjoy watching, because I wasn't really invested in any of the characters or the story, really. Even though it is pretty much building towards, are you going to get nominated for an Oscar? Because there's a lot of buzz going around that maybe something might happen. You never know. For someone like me who's already familiar with the Academy and how they operate, it was kind of a little less engaging for me because I knew what their process was like. And I don't know how much of it was public information for everyone, or if their rules was just available to the public on a website or whatnot. I have no idea. I didn't bother to look that up in 2006. I can tell you that much. I don't even know if I was on a computer back in 2006 very much, other than just like using it for just basic school stuff, and that's about it. And I'm not sure how far it was supposed to go in terms of like a mockumentary style, because that's what the director is known for. He's made those types of movies before, but in this film, I didn't really feel that. I do feel as though if it embraced a mockumentary style more, I think that would have helped it. But in this movie, it just felt very normal, like I was watching something that was trying to be very safe and not being a little scrappy or a bit out there or experimental or anything like that. It just felt very kind of bland as a result. There were good performances in this movie. I liked some of the actors in the cast, but I do feel as though the more interesting conversation is just the Academy and the Oscars and their whole process. I think that's part of the reason why this movie didn't work for me as much. And also, if you're curious about the rules that the Oscars have in terms of like what a movie needs to do to get nominated, even, like there's a bunch of rules that they have, and you either agree with them or you disagree with them. Either way, it's an interesting process to look through. And I'm just going to shout this out right now before I forget. Back in, I think, 2021 or 2022, like shortly before the Oscars for 2021 movies, that being Oscars 2022, Adam from Your Movie Sucks, he had a video where he was just going through the Oscars and their rules for what makes a film eligible to be nominated. And there's a lot of stuff that he just couldn't get his head around, and just it was very entertaining for me, and I thought that was a great video, and it really opened my eyes in terms of like what they're actually like doing and how things work. And I would recommend that you check that video out, and I'll leave a link in the description down below if you want to check it out for yourself. Just keep in mind that he doesn't officially start going through those until like 12 minutes in, so you might have to skip ahead. Early on, it's just him going through documentaries that he saw that year that could be eligible, and I forget which ones were actually nominated, but anyways, check that video out. I think that's great. But this movie, it was kind of just fine, didn't really take away much. I enjoyed parts of it, and I liked some things about it, but it didn't really connect with me as a whole, unfortunately. And I think there's another reason as to why this movie didn't work for me in terms of my own personal experience is that shortly before watching this movie for the first time, I rewatched Reservoir Dogs by Quentin Tarantino. And I think that might have been a bad decision because it might have made this movie worse. So, I don't know, maybe that was just me, but I still didn't really connect with much either way, I don't think. But if you're interested to check this movie out, then go ahead and do so. It's not a bad movie, but it's just not one I'm going to rewatch. So watch it, don't watch it, doesn't really matter in my opinion. And that's about all I have to say about it. So with all that being said, I'm going to give, for your consideration, a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below your thought for your consideration. And my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Thor Love and Thunder. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.